Good afternoon and welcome to Lariat TV News. I'm Brenshavia Jordan.
And I'm Julia Lorenz. Thanks for joining us today. Some Baylor students who live near Oakwood Cemetery at 4th and LaSalle are a bit nervous after a young man was shot and killed in broad daylight in their neighborhood Tuesday afternoon. But after talking to police, LTVN's Grace Smith tells us why students can breathe a bit easier.
A Baylor University employee driving along 4th Street saw a young man's body lying in the middle of that roadway just after 3 p.m. Tuesday. When police arrived, the victim, later identified as 17-year-old Aquarius McFall, was already dead. I talked to a nearby resident who took these pictures and more that are too graphic for us to show you. He was too scared to give us his last name. A lot of homes in that neighborhood are rented by Baylor students.
Yes, a little bit, considering I lived in a gated community last year. It just kind of shows that anything can happen anywhere.
It's kind of nervous to think about that happening so close to all of us when we could have been anyone.
Police said that they found about 10 shell casings around the body, so the shooting was no accident.
Our detectives do believe that this is an isolated incident, not a random act of violence, and possibly a targeted incident. So we have no reason to believe that the public should be alarmed that another attack like this is going to occur.
The body was sent for an autopsy while the police searched for clues and asked for anyone who saw or heard anything out of the ordinary Tuesday afternoon to give them a call.
Can't solve this case without the help of our citizens in the community. So if there's anybody that's heard or saw anything that they even think may help our investigation, they need to call up here at 254-750-7500.
In Waco, I'm Grace Smith for Lariat TV News.
Ben Shapiro is one of the most well-known and controversial political figures in America. His recent announcement to hold a free event in Waco Hall is expected to attract thousands when he arrives on Baylor's campus this fall. LTVN's Drake Toll spoke with the president of Young Americans for Freedom Group and heard their hope for this event.
Campus is buzzing to know that Baylor's chapter of the Young Americans for Freedom has landed Ben Shapiro to speak in Waco Hall on November 21st.
Shapiro is the biggest conservative speaker in the country, but he's also the most requested campus speaker in general. And we didn't so much choose Ben Shapiro as he chose us. Out of 1,500 schools that applied to host him, we were one of the 3 selected for the fall semester.
And the excitement of the YAF is evident.
Well, I'm very excited. I mean, look, every YAF chapter, this is the goal, right? You bring Ben Shapiro, this is as big as it gets. This event's going to be over 2,000 people in Waco Hall. The lecture's going to be facts don't care about your feelings, right? So it's really going to be about how we need to coalesce around facts and objective truths.
Yet this event is not just for conservatives.
If you can get a ticket, come out and listen. And if you can't, watch the live stream. We have a policy. Students who disagree get to go to the front of the line. I expect students to challenge them. I don't think they'll be successful, but who knows? There's a first time for everything, I suppose. But I think it'll be respectful, and that's what I hope for.
And rest assured that security is not being taken lightly.
He hasn't had an event on a college campus that hasn't been rowdy yet. I think a lot of people talk. Hopefully no one actually shows up and does something, but we'll be prepared. We're going to make sure that everything's safe. Baylor is not going to be the place where something terrible happens.
While others don't revel in the excitement.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it 6.
There's no doubt this event is major.
I think it's recognizing Baylor as a major university for us to be able to attract such a person.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Drake Toll.
September 11th, 2001 was a tragic moment in our country's history. New York's Twin Towers were destroyed, but the strength of our country stood strong. In memory of this horrific day, Baylor paid tribute at Pat Neff Hall with a memorial recital Wednesday, the anniversary of that terrorist attack. The carillon ceremony was filled with beautiful songs of remembrance to honor the lives that were taken on such a dark day in our country. Although thousands lost their lives that day, many rose up in courage for one another. 18 years later, our country is still standing together.
Next time you're checking out in Waco, you may want your Baylor ID Handy. Baylor just started a new initiative encouraging local businesses to go gold and partner with the university. This partnership opens up the opportunity for giveaways and discounts to Baylor students, faculty, and staff. This program was designed to bring the university and the city of Waco together. Restaurants are offering discounts, free drinks with the purchase, and more. Visit Baylor.edu for more information and a list of the gold partners.
Before you register for next semester's classes, ask your advisor about the new College of Arts and Science Unified Core. For the first time in Baylor's history, the College of Arts and Science has changed their core curriculum. This monumental change has been 7 years in the making and allows everyone within the college to experience the same general core classes, regardless of your degree. It also frees up about 30 credit hours, making it easier for you to double major or minor and experiment with your classes. This change only affects current freshmen and transfer students, but Dr. Lauren Poor, the director of the College of Arts and Science, has some advice for all students.
Meet with your advisor, and that you at Baylor, as always has been the case, have the option to change catalogs. And so what that means is sitting down and saying, okay, how much of my general education have I already fulfilled the kind of credits and requirements of that? And does it make sense? Is it beneficial for me to change and switch catalogs?
Baylor University's 2019 Family Weekend will take place Friday and Saturday. The long-standing tradition gives the families of students a chance to experience Baylor. Family Weekend began in 1960 and is organized by the Baylor Chamber of Commerce. The annual event gives the families of Baylor students a taste of what the university has to offer, condensed into 2 days of activities. The festivities kick off with the welcome hour and the Dr. Pepper tradition students indulge in every Tuesday. The spirit of Baylor runs deep, and the family is welcome to enjoy the lasting traditions that make Baylor a place everyone can call home.
Coming up, we spoke with the Career Center experts how to best prepare for the biggest career day in Baylor history.
We will also show you a sports team at Baylor you may not know about, and they compete with other colleges across the state. We'll be right back.
The best and brightest are drawn to Baylor, where those from many backgrounds with many talents shine together before casting their light outward to illuminate the world. Through transformational learning opportunities that are grounded in Christian faith and service, and research that impacts lives and communities. Baylor University, a place where lights shine bright.
Looking your best and feeling confident go hand in hand, and for many Baylor students, finding affordable professional clothing can be difficult. LTVN's Nate Smith attended the annual Suit Up event to get the inside scoop on all the deals.
Baylor's Department of Career and Professional Development partnered up with JCPenney to put on their 5th annual BU Suit Up event at JCPenney's Richland Mall location this weekend.
I'd say the biggest thing was just trying to do something special for our students. We typically coordinate it with a career fair or major career event, so trying to help students realize, get practiced up, get polished up, get dressed, get professional, get ready to go and really try to attack your career.
With a valid Baylor ID, students were able to receive up to 60% off of professional clothing throughout the store, as well as invaluable advice on what messages their wardrobe should convey.
JCPenney's is doing a great thing for us as far as opening their store and giving our students great discounts. The one piece of advice on clothing is to be conservative yet professional. Consider it the image that you're trying to bring and what you're trying to do and communicate with your prospective employer or recruiter.
More than 406 students cherished the opportunity to get the clothing they've needed at an affordable price.
It's nice that Baylor kind of puts it all together, because I think us as college students, it's kind of hard for us to go out on our own and be like, all right, I'm going to go and buy all these clothes, and there's people helping us.
The Department of Career and Professional Development sees BU Suit Up as another opportunity to help students take the steps needed for professional success.
The neat thing about our staff is everybody is doing it because they care. And so when we see the fruits of that, the labor of helping students try to get positioned for success, and they're successful, and then they come back and tell us about it, it's the greatest thing in the world.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Nate Smith.
The Career Center hosted their 3rd Cafe and Resume Workshop Tuesday at Moody Memorial Library. Wednesday, September 18th, Baylor will host the biggest career day in its history. Anticipating over 200 employers, the event is geared to specific majors. At the workshop, students receive tips for job interviews and pointers to spruce up their resumes. Students left feeling confident and ready for success to follow their time on the Baylor campus.
The Baylor Student Life Center has unveiled a new amenity that might be exactly what you've been searching for. LTVN's Igor Stepchinsky went to this new workout facility to learn about the benefit this will have on the Baylor student body, both individually and collectively.
It's time to get up and get physical. The Student Life Center is home to state-of-the-art fitness equipment. But now Baylor students don't have to be indoors to achieve their fitness goals.
Something I'm super excited about that they've just put in at the Slick is the outdoor fitness court. Great opportunity to make fitness even more accessible to people.
The new fitness area has multiple stations to ensure a full body workout.
The guys that came down last week for the training, there were 2 of them from the National Fitness Campaign. They ran us through a full workout, told us, what you can look out for, what you need to be doing, what you need to be telling people that's available.
The Student Life Center hopes this will be more convenient for students on the go.
If you're if you're taking any math classes in Sid Ridge, you're going to the BSP, you walk by this every day. It's a convenient space directly outside of the Slick. It's ready for your use whenever you'd like to use it.
But at the end of the day, it's not just about exercise. It's about community.
I know that college students are under a lot of stress. It's finding an activity that you like and doing it with at least one other person.
Just like the Slick, just like Russell Gym, you can come in and do life with other people.
Construction was finished in May, but it just reopened for a fresh start.
The benefit to try something greatly outweighs any potential downfall to it.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Igor Stepchinsky.
It's a prime time to be a Baylor student, especially when it comes to picking up your postal packages. Baylor has added a new Amazon locker to the Bill Daniels Student Life Center, which will serve as a secure self-service kiosk where students can pick up their Amazon.com packages at a time and place convenient for them. The locker is expected to cut down wait time at the on-campus mailbox line and make returning items more efficient for students. When the mailroom closes, the Amazon locker will remain accessible until the sub closes. Students can add their new sub locker to their Amazon account by filling out an online form or stopping by the closet just inside the door closest to Joy and Ladies Habitat.
If life is a stage, then these student performers are living for the applause this weekend at After Dark. It's a Baylor University-wide talent show hosted by the Department of Student Activities. The performance takes place Friday, September 13th and Saturday, September 14th at 8 p.m. After Dark serves as an annual showcase for Baylor's creative students every family weekend. Performers auditioned in Waco Hall early September and were selected by a panel of student judges. The performance features diverse student talent from stand-up comedy to dance and musical theater. The After Dark talent show also includes an art exposition in the Waco Hall lobby during the performances. Artwork such as paintings, drawings, sculptures, and fashion designs are all displayed. General admission for the public is $14 and $10 for Baylor students. You're invited to sit back, watch some talent, and enjoy the show.
While most sports teams are used to the roaring of fans, the only thing roaring for one Baylor team is an engine. LTV's Braden Thomerson spoke with 2 members of the team that competes on a club level.
In the shadow of McLean Stadium, another branch of Baylor athletics trains hard for competition. This is Baylor University's wakeboarding team. But what exactly is Baylor Wake? LTVN sat down with 2 team officers to find out more.
Baylor Wake is essentially a group of friends who really love to get out on the water and love to wakeboard and love God. We just love to have fun and love enjoying our time out on the water, and we look for progression, but we also make sure that everybody's having a safe, fun time.
You have the opportunity to go out on the boat up to 2 times a week. The boat goes out 5 days a week, every weekday, twice a day, so we're really flexible with student schedules. There's usually 2 or 3 competitions in the fall and around 4 in the spring.
Each competition that we go to, there's actually sponsors for it, so we compete for either prizes or bragging rights.
But it's not always about competition for these athletes.
Probably the biggest thing that I love about Baylor Wake is that it's more of a family than a club. We really try to show all of our new members that we're not here just for wakeboarding. We're here to be everybody's friend and help everybody out and make them feel at home.
I love the community that the team gives me the opportunity to be a part of.
For Baylor Wake, it's about competition, friends, and fun on the water. For Lariat TV News, I'm Braden Thomerson.
Up next, we have the latest with the nationally ranked Lady Bear volleyball team, as well as a big soccer match on campus.
Sports with Nate is coming up right after this short break. Stick around.
At Baylor, our lights shine
while we push our limits
and guide the way.
At Baylor, our lights shine
as we're making connections
and making an impression
as leaders
and as part of something bigger.
Baylor's light shines around the world, but it starts in each of us. Baylor, where lights shine bright,
The 5th-ranked Bears volleyball team took on the University of Houston Cougars Thursday night at the Farrell Center. I was there and watched the team secure the win. The Bears bested the Houston Cougars 3-1 in their match on Thursday that served as both their home opener and the beginning of this weekend's Baylor Invitational. Head coach Ryan McGuire had this to say about the Bears' victory.
Outplayed them the first set, and then I just don't think we were playing as smart as we are. We have a very intelligent team. When they get dialed in on the game plans, they're pretty good. But our defense is not picking the spots as well. So we had to refresh and remind them. Then it just became let's manage the next 30 seconds at a time and get out there and do it. So good teams find a way to play well when we're ugly right now.
Despite some sloppy play, several Bears made their mark on the match. Yassiana Presley led the game with 24 kills. Gia Milana had 10 kills. Shelly Stafford had 9 kills and 2 blocks. And Kara McGee had 4 kills and 6 blocks. The Bears will take on Tennessee as they round out the Baylor Invitational at the Farrell Center on Saturday. For Lariat TV News, I'm Nate Smith. The 22nd ranked Baylor soccer team was back on their home pitch late last night to face the University of Arkansas, but the Bears didn't get the results they wanted. Baylor struggled defensively late and allowed goals in the 84th and 88th minutes to fall 2-0. The loss breaks the Bears' 15-match home win streak, which was the longest in the nation. Prior to facing the Razorbacks, the Bears braved a 4-game road stand, going 2-1-1. Last week's matches resulted in a 2-0 win at Wyoming and a shutout 1-goal loss at Colorado. The Bears take their 3-2-1 record on the road to Abilene Christian on Sunday, then come back home to Betty Lou Mays Field to face USC next Friday. That game will be broadcast live on ESPNU. Football is off to a hot start, winning both of their games to open the year and averaging over 300 rushing yards per contest. With conference play still to come, the Bears are making an early splash.
Baylor football sits at 2-0 after wins against Stephen F. Austin and UTSA. And while other Big 12 teams such as Iowa State, West Virginia, and Texas have narrowly pulled off struggle wins or lost games outright, the Bears have dominated opponents by a combined score of 119-31.
We looked like we knew what we were doing in a lot of different areas. Just overall in the run game, we saw a lot of guys committed to making plays, and then I thought you saw a lot of great single efforts.
After a bye this week, the Bears travel to Houston for a matchup with Rice, before coming back to the Brazos to open up Big 12 play against Iowa State. For Lariat TV News, I'm Drake Toll.
Both the men's and women's cross-country teams started their season in second-place finishes in the Bear Twilight Invitational in Waco. On the men's side, Baylor had 5 runners placed in the top 15, which was second only to Texas, who won the meet outright. The Bears' highest finisher was Connor Lack-Tasic, who ran the 3.73 miles in just 18 minutes and 25 seconds, good enough to average under 5 minutes per mile. Lack-Tasic said this team has better depth than they've had the past couple of years. On the women's side, the Lady Bears finished right behind Texas despite missing multiple key pieces. Former walk-on Lindsey Walton finished 3rd overall with a personal record 13-minute and 36-second run of the 2.49 miles. She led the team with an average mile time under 5.5 minutes. Both Bear squads are back in action today in College Station at the Texas A&M Invitational before heading to Fayetteville, Arkansas to start their October. Baylor's men's golf team opened its season with a tournament win, grabbing the Gopher Invitational title in Minnesota. The Bears' 4-under par total was 2 shots better than Texas A&M. Freshman Johnny Kiefer tied for 3rd place individually in his first collegiate tournament. Teammate Cooper Dossie finished 5th. It was the Bears' 13th tournament win in the 5 years Mike McGraw has been their coach. Baylor's lady golfers finished 4th in SMU's Trinity Forest Invitational in Dallas this week. And that's all I have for sports today.
Thanks for watching Lariat TV News. Catch us on YouTube or BaylorLariat.com.
We'll see you next week. Have a great day, Baylor Nation.